Hey everyone, and welcome to Brad Talks About Clerks 3. Basically, this is just a quick video I wanted to make because I saw Clerks 3 with Patrick on September freaking 13th? Yeah, 13th, 2022. Sorry, the obviously third in the, Clerks series from Kevin Smith within the View askewniverse. Basically his, cinematic universe for his movies. I don't know any of the defining stuff for it. I'm not as hardcore a fan like that, but I feel like it's important to establish. Mainly because, this movie, it's Clerks 3, so it follows the characters Dante and Randal, who were in the original Clerks back in 92 or 94, I forget exactly. Reappeared in 2006, and in this final movie in 2022, at least so far. I wanted to talk about this movie because the View askewniverse has been a big deal for me and Patrick for a long time. Since at least I want to say since DVDs came out. So, late 90s, early 2000s. So, sometime after the movies came out. Mainly because of our cousin Alex. She showed them to us for whatever reason. I had to be around 13 or so. Patrick was at least 16 or so. He's 2 to 3 years older than me, etc., etc. And, having seen this movie, I wanted to take some time and talk about it. Maybe, hopefully, I can talk to Patrick, maybe Brian and Alex as well, and get a video for this group discussion thing, see how it goes. But yeah, as of right now, I just wanted to quickly talk about the movie for those, who may be interested in seeing it or purchasing it, hopefully on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming, digital, whatever. However the heck they're gonna do this, because I know I personally want to get it. And I just want to, share that with, those people who are interested also. There will be spoilers later on in this video, and I will, mention that, and I will have the spoiler alert and everything going on at that point. For this, I'm just going to try and hit the general stuff, and the stuff that was definitely covered in the trailers. So, if you haven't seen any of the trailers, you might, might be spoiled a little bit there, but I'm not going to go into everything. So, first off, the plot of the movie is basically that after suffering a heart attack, Randal decides that he wants to do something with his life. He's closer to 50. I forget the exact age they give. I think it's 46, 47, something like that. And, had a heart attack and wants to do something more meaningful with his life than, working in the quick stop or the, video store that is next door. Cracking jokes with Dante and doing whatever that random crap that he feels like doing. Because that's who he is, and really quick, I just want to say, I'm not going to judge that lifestyle. As a kid who grew up in the 90s myself, I kind of get, hey, I just want something nice and casual and light, and, I don't have to be a CEO or a captain of industry or whatever, at this point, I just want something nice and comfortable and that works. And, yeah. So, after the heart attack, he decides, I'm going to make a movie. And basically, the majority of this movie is about, the trials and tribulations that Dante and Randal face along the way of trying to make a movie. There's small independent filmmakers, like Kevin Smith is/was. And really quick, before I go on with the story, I just want to point out, for those who may not know, this is kind of autobiographical for Kevin Smith, the director. Because, I forget what year it was, but unfortunately, he had, a heart attack some years ago. He got through it, he's perfectly fine, he's still good and active now, and, honestly, it changed his life. And so he made this movie, kind of, for himself, but also, for the characters Dante and Randal. Because, like I said, we haven't seen them since 2006. So, a lot can change, and, yeah. A lot of things have changed for them. It's interesting. And also some of the important principal characters that were introduced, honestly, in Clerks 2. In the first movie, there were a couple of other principal characters, but they aren't as important as the characters who came up in 2 and, you know, reappeared in 3. And also some new faces as well. But yeah, so for, you know, just a casual viewer of, like, you know, Clerks 1, 2, and 3, you know, I would say that, you know, this is a good, interesting movie. It, you know, it has that not so safe for work comedy. You know, some, yeah, some inappropriate stuff is joked about and talked about. But obviously, you know, the rating for this is, I don't know, but hopefully Post-Text Brad can put it up somewhere for me, so we have that. But yeah, you know, other than that, like, I'd say it's pretty good. Like, it definitely follows in the footsteps of the first 2 movies. You know, just exploring what the life experience is for these characters and the other characters that they interact with. And, you know, it's funny, it's good, and it does have heart. Like, I think I know I said when I saw Clerks 2, like, if Mr. Smith, you know, ends the View Askew universe here, like, that's perfectly fine with me. Like, that feels like a good stopping point. Clerks 2 felt like a good stopping point. But I've also heard some talk about Mallrats 2. I don't know anything, you know, concrete, but yeah. So, just saying, if things end here, that's fine. Like, we got to see Dante and Randal's story. They have a good closure point, I would say. And, you know, we'll just see what happens from there. Now, really quick, I'm going to give the spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. One last time, spoiler warning. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff, like, more in depth for this. And then just some personal stuff at the end, and then that'll be the video. So yeah. So, like I said, the basic plot is, you know, Randall has a heart attack, decides to make a movie, and, you know, some of the trials and tribulations of trying to, you know, get that movie made. You know, writing a script, casting people, dealing with actors who aren't really actors, even though they're actors playing normal people in the movie, but they have to act like they're not actors. It's crazy, weird, meta crap. Like, you know, obviously there are some, you know, jokes about the original movies and, like, a lot of callback scenes. Like Salsa Shark, whenever Randall actually enters, you know, RST Video or RTS or whatever the heck the video store is called. Like, just so many good callbacks. And, you know, we see some other less pleasant things as well and learn about some less pleasant things. Like, for those of you who saw Clerks 2, you know, you may remember, you know, Dante proposed to, I forget the character's name, and I'm so sorry for that. But, you know, Rosario Dawson's character. You know, and, what happened with that? I'm not going to get into the specifics of that. But yeah, just, it stinks. You know, they proceed with making the movie. They butt heads a number of times, you know, throughout filming the movie, and, you know, things come to a head. You know, some things happen, and, you know, the movie's made, and we don't get to see, like, you know, the finished product of, like, oh, here's the whole, you know, like, 90-minute movie or whatever the heck he was shooting for making, but, like, we've seen parts of it, you know, as they're going through. You know, towards the end, we get to see, you know, Dante and Randal watching the movie, and then, you know, we get to see, you know, after that movie is made. Yeah, and then that's pretty much, you know, the movie. It was good. It was solid. My only concern is, like, for a more casual viewer, you know, like, honestly, there might be some emotional whiplash, I feel like. Like, some things are very serious. Like, oh, hey, like, you know, we're taking Randall into the OR to operate on him to make sure, you know, he doesn't, you know. And, you know, we've got Dante and Elias. Yes, Elias from Clerks 2. You know, out in the waiting room area, and just, Elias gets ridiculous. Like, it's funny, it's interesting. I'm gonna end really quick because I'm probably gonna forget to say this to Brian himself in person. One of the things I thought, like Brian, you would make an excellent Elias. You know, just cosplaying his character. Obviously, you're a bit older than he is. He's established as 36, but I just saw like, bam, you could be him. I think Patrick, you know, could be like Dante. You know, he's got that look. I'd have to shave off my goatee and wear a baseball cap for Randall, but yeah. Although I definitely feel like I identify more with Dante. You know, the shit or get off the pot speech from Clerks 1. Let's see, any other relevant stuff for this? One of the other big things, like I said at the very beginning, Alex introduced us to the series. You know, she said she saw Patrick and John Brown, Patrick's best friend, you know, as being like Dante and Randal. Like, oh hey, one works at the place near us is, you know, convenience, whatever. It's not too far from here. And then there was a video store that was next to it, like back in the early 2000s. Obviously things have changed, yada yada. But yeah. That was like a funny observation that she had. And you know, like after seeing the movie and talking with Patrick about it in the parking lot for like an extra 20 minutes or so was you know, like I felt like obviously we kind of had that dynamic as well. Like you could say, you know, one of us is, you know, I'd say of the two of us, like I feel like Dante very much, you know, and I could say Patrick could be Randall, except you know he's not a sarcastic jerk who picks fights with a lot of people. Like toward the end of Clerks 2, you know, like Dante, you know, flips the script on him and is like, okay, Mister, I'm so smart. What would you do, you know, in this situation to make everything better and good? And you know, Randall told him, you know, buy back the quick stop and stuff like that. Because like, I'm not gonna praise you like you're a god, Patrick, but you do generally have a good idea or a plan on what you're doing. So that's why you're Randall. It's not because you're a sarcastic jerk who wears a baseball cap and references movies to. Oh my God, you do reference too many movies. Sorry. Honestly, it was well worth seeing it for me. I want to, you know, whenever the heck this comes out, you know, like on digital, Blu-ray, DVD, etc. You know, I want to get it, and then I want to like watch all three movies like back to back and just see how well it feels. Because like I said, these things are years apart. You know, 94, I think, 2006, and 2022. Like I said, you know, there's some clear parallels to, oh hey, like this scene in Clerks 3 mirrors the scene from Clerks 1. There isn't so much Clerks 2. They do have a bit, you know, with the restaurant, and I'm not going to get into that because that was very inappropriate. But yeah, like it was interesting. Mr. Smith, I think you did an excellent job of this. I think you should be very proud. For those of you who see this, you know, during/for the Fathom events, definitely stick around after the credits. There's like a quick 15-minute or so, like, bit about some behind-the-scenes stuff, the actors talking about it, Mr. Smith talking about it, and also, like, during the credits, you know, Kevin Smith came on and said some things about where does the story go from here, like, and, you know, I want to say close the book on it. I can't say for sure, though. Because, like I said, there was talk of Mallrats 2. And my issue with that is, if you watch Mallrats, you know, they have, like, a where are they now, like, thing, you know, at the very end, you know, right before they roll the credits. You know, oh, this guy, you know, married what's-her-face. The other guy married what's-her-face. The one guy did see the sailboat/schooner at one point. Ethan Suplee. I don't know how to say his name. I'm going to put it in text. And hopefully that's enough. You know, so unless you have something that, like, leads to, oh, hey, here's the good things that came from that. I don't know. And you'd have to get back Jason Lee, Ben Affleck. I do not know main character's name, and I'm going to apologize for that. Sorry, dude. But yeah, it would be interesting to see that. But if things don't pan out for one reason or another, screw it. We got Clerks 1 was the start, and we got Clerks 3 as the bookend. Honestly, I thought Clerks 2 was going to be the bookend, but hey, here we are. So, yeah, if you're a fan of Kevin Smith, if you've seen the Clerks movies, if you're a fan of the askewniverse, check this movie out. It's fun, it's interesting, it's worth it. It's obviously for mature audiences. No children, please. Just trust me on that one. And, yeah. So, that's it. I like the movie. I plan on getting it. Let's see if I can get myself a quick stop, worker shirt thingy. And, yeah. So, until next time, everyone, have fun, stay safe, keep hydrated, and of course, remember, every character has a story to tell. I'm Valiant Bradley James, the character investigator, the cosplay enthusiast, and honestly, just a fan of Kevin Smith and the askewniverse. Until next time, peace.